All I gotta say is that I hope you guys now remember the damn name. You need to remember the name. Y'all made fun of this guy for years talking about, or remember the name. Now you remember the name, especially you, Leon Edwards. I bet you're gonna remember that name for the rest of your life. Nah, yep. So, guys, stop disrespecting these fighters. You don't know just how good they are. And the good thing about fighters that get really disrespected, if they're on the rise, big rise, and they get disrespected a lot, and they get hated a lot, oftentimes they become champion. If you wanna just look like a Mystic Mac guy, look at the fighters that are really disrespected or really hated on the rise. You're gonna be able to you're gonna be able to predict their championship reign years in advance. To me, it was the same for Islam Makhachev. That's what I saw. Kamaru, I saw it like a couple years before you could tell. Like the guy was stuck at 11 for years. Like it made no sense. And Belal Muhammad is another example of it. Once you see a fighter that is really hated in these social media spaces and really disrespected while they come up, oftentimes they become champion. Pay attention to that. Good morning, fellas. Blue Germ MMA here. Today we're talking about Belal Muhammad, finally champion. You know, I'm actually really happy about this. I was not able to make a video about it because camera issues, mic issues. I got a new one, by the way, and yeah, bro, it sucks because I had all of the UK losing versus Americans. I scored it. I scored Bobby Green. I thought Bobby Green was gonna knock Paddy out. I thought Curtis Blaze was gonna beat Tom Aspinall. Guys, but I did have Belal Muhammad right. That's the thing about me and predictions. When I predict something, either it's gonna be a lot of good answers, but a shitty one for the main event, or I'm getting cooked out there. But I predict the main event to a T. I actually expected this, but I was not able to make a video. Sucks, but man, I was so hyped in there. I was so happy to see Belal do his thing. He outstruck Leon Edwards, put him on his head twice. He literally lifted this guy with a high crotch, flipped him over, and Leon Edwards was out there like, "Oh, let me stop this with one hand." Well, what are you thinking, brother? That's what happened, man. Like for 5 rounds, domination. It was actually a pretty crazy thing to witness, you guys. Honestly, I was pretty happy. I wouldn't say I was flabbergasted because man, it's a style thing. I truly think that the style that um, Belal Muhammad, Kobe Covington, and Kamaru Usman is one that is a problem for Leon. Sure, he looked like he was able to overtake that versus in the second fight versus in the third fight versus Kamaru Usman. But let's be real, Kamaru was way more hesitant. He was not pushing the same pace. He was not moving forward as he did the fight previous. Like he was not doing any of that, and you could tell that that's true because even in the fight versus Shafkat, no, yeah, Hamzat, he didn't do much for the first round. It's the second round he started waking up a little bit and realized that yo, I can push the pace. I can push the pace. And I think that in a rematch, Kamaru could actually beat Leon Edwards, but it's too late for that now. Like they have 3 fights already. Leon won the trilogy. It is what it is. But now what I think is this is great for the welterweight division. This is really great for the welterweight division. I cannot wait to see who comes next. I think that now every fight that is gonna be next for Belal Muhammad is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a really exciting one. I think that the all the contenders now, aside for Jack Della Maddalena, are all grapplers. They like to grapple, or of course Shafkat strikes a lot, but he likes to grapple, and Shafkat likes to push a pace himself. So does JDM. So like every contender now, aside for Leon Edwards, is an exciting fight for Belal Muhammad. Belal will be one of these exciting champions who was considered boring as a contender, like Kamaru Usman was. That's exactly what you guys should expect from Belal Muhammad, and this is exactly what I expect from for the welterweight division going forward. Call me crazy if you want, but look, next Belal Muhammad's fight is going to be an exciting one. Bet you that. I bet you that. Now, we can go now to the Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. I scored it for Curtis Blades. I expected Curtis to be able to touch him up like he did in the first fight. He only landed one punch, but he landed one punch pretty quickly. Like, I believe that Curtis Blades was able to find Tom Aspinall's chin, and he did. He found it a couple times in that fight, but he got a little too overzealous. And I mean, it wasn't just a minute, but he did get a little overzealous, and he got caught with that 1-2, dropped him, and ate a succession of shots on the ground. I'm not sure it was an early stoppage or what, but from afar it looked like an early stoppage. But the guy got dropped by a 260-pound man. That's what it is, man. You cannot. Every single punch has to be counted as double. That's just how it is, you know. These guys are so heavy, so big, and honestly, shout out to Tom Aspinall, man. He's a really talented striker. It sucks that we still have yet to see his grappling, but I would like to see it. Like, I would like to see Tom Aspinall grapple. I would like to see someone take him down a little bit. That's why I would love to see the John Jones fight eventually. Of course, John Jones is going to fight Stipe Miocic. I'm not sure if he's going to be fighting Tom Aspinall next. We can all hope for that. But Dana White did say that's definitely the next fight. Who knows though? Then we can move on to the one after. I had Bobby Green knocking out. Paddy Pimblett, and you guys, that did not happen whatsoever. Bobby Green went out there. Paddy Pimblett landed good leg kicks, which surprised me. Honestly, Paddy Pimblett's striking is coming along, man. It's something that is actually pretty nice to see. I cannot wait to see what's next for Paddy. He's now in the top 15. He called out Renato Moicano. I like to see that, man. And what he did over there, like kicking Bobby Green's leg until Bobby Green did the most low IQ decision that I've ever seen a fighter make. He shot on Paddy Pimblett. Why would you shoot on him? You're not a grappler. You're a striker. I get it. You got a black belt and all that stuff, but you don't grapple like that in the cage. You know what I mean? You're not known as. Sure, I get it. He choked out Tony Ferguson. I get that. You know, Tony Ferguson is a good grappler. You know, but I do think that Tony Ferguson's grappling is a little overinflated. You know, his ability to grapple. But yeah, I mean, Bobby Green shot for the takedown, got put in a triangle choke, and got his arm broken. That's insane. Imagine going to sleep and waking up with your arm fucking in shambles. I mean, I don't know if his arm really got broken, but it looked like it. Then the one after, I had Leroy Duncan. Before the one, I had Leroy Duncan beating RoboCop. I actually did think that RoboCop was gonna go out there and just strike with him. I expected RoboCop to not use IQ, because he's known to be a really kind of brawler, kind of a fighter. He likes to be in your face and really push a heavy pace and throw heavy leather on you. But he didn't just do that. He went out there, really grappled with Leroy Duncan. Duncan really surprised me with his grappling. He did not get choked at any moment. He did not get put in any dangerous situation in the grappling. He managed to escape most of them. But yeah, it was really nice to see, man. I like both of these guys. I would like to see more of Duncan's fights, of course. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a learning experience. Shout out to RoboCop. RoboCop is one of my favorite fighters. He looks like Obama. It's fun. It's fun. It's just nice to see. The first fight of the main card, we had Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. This one I actually did have right. Thankfully, I had something else right. I had Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. He went out there, did his thing. Arnold Allen, of course, like it always does. He surprised me in the striking. I actually expected Arnold to go out there and grapple. We actually have the same wrestling coach. He trains here in Montreal, so we do have the same wrestling coach, Gia Saudi, and I know how good Gia makes fighters. Gia's the same coach that taught GSP. That's why GSP was such a great grappler. That's just how it is. When you have a really good coach, he can really teach you the ins and outs of grappling. But the things that he teaches you are what works really well on good wrestlers. It doesn't necessarily work on bad ones. But if you gotta be honest, they didn't even grapple. That was what surprised me. He went out there and outstruck him. Outstruck Giga Chikadze. Of course, Giga was walking backwards the whole time, running like going laterally in the cage and all that stuff. So not much action was able to be really happening, but it was okay fight. You know, we saw some good skills from both fighters, but honestly, Giga Chikadze kind of he disappointed me a little bit. But overall, it was a great card, you guys. I will speak about the prelims, but this video is gonna be a little too long. And yeah, once again, shout out to Belal Muhammad. Next video, well, soon I will make a video on who I think Belal should be fighting next. But you probably already guessed who it is. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Probably going to be, you know, Shafkat or Kamaru after a contender or something. But I can't wait, man. Shout out to these guys. They put in good work. 304 was an okay card. It was pretty good. I feel bad for the UKians for, well, they lost their only undisputed champion at 6 in the morning, and they had to stay up the whole time to watch it at home. Like, UFC did not care about these niggas, man. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to the UFC, though. Anyways, y'all, peace out. Because I'm out. I'm going to work, so I need to smoke that bitch.